Sony's Venom movie is now in theaters. A lot of people are getting really excited about it, but it's still disappointing that it's not officially part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That being said, Eddie Brock himself, Tom Hardy, recently spoke about the fact that he'd enjoy seeing his character crossing paths with the Avengers. But could that really happen? That's what we're here to discuss with this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It's the best way of keeping up to date with all of Screen Rant's great new content. In a recent interview with MTV, Venom star Tom Hardy got onto the topic of a symbiotic character potentially crossing over with the Avengers on the big screen. The British actor said that although he'd like it to happen with his character, it was beyond his control, stating that "I'd love to go through all of the Avengers as well with him, but that's above my pay grade." His Venom co-star Riz Ahmed was also present in the interview, and he claimed that although Venom would be working with an entirely different moral scale to the popular MCU heroes, he and the Hulk would be a good matchup. But is that crossover even remotely possible? Well, you have to imagine that although it's unlikely, yes, it is possible. Anything is possible in the world of movies. Who would have thought King Kong and Godzilla would ever duke it out on the big screen? And who would have thought we'd ever see Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees going toe-to-toe? And more pertinently, did anyone really think Spider-Man would ever end up in the MCU? Venom producer Amy Pascal originally said that Venom was adjunct to the MCU, and if you're unsure of the definition of adjunct, it means being a supplementary part, rather than an essential part of something. Even though that's since been denied, there had to be a reason she said it. Spider-Man is of course a Sony property as far as movies are concerned, just like Venom is, and the Webbed Wonder ended up in the MCU, so there's no reason why Sony and Disney can't come to a similar agreement regarding the black-suited character. From a narrative standpoint, there isn't really anything that flat-out denies that Venom takes place in the MCU. So retroactively including the movie and its characters in the franchise wouldn't be particularly difficult. It's just getting over the whole rights issues conundrum that would prove to be problematic, but as we already said, not impossible. So how could the character be incorporated into the franchise? Well, with the very fabric of time about to be messed with in the MCU in order to undo what Thanos did in Avengers Infinity War, the symbiote's origins on Earth could be revealed to be courtesy of Spider-Man. Peter Parker has spent time in space, and should he be brought back to life while he's on Titan, the symbiote could attach itself to him while he's there. It would be pretty ironic if that happened, given Parker's previously displayed paranoia about aliens laying their eggs in him. Of course, there have also been a number of other MCU movies set out in the cosmos, the Thor movies and the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, for example, while Captain Marvel also just so happens to be arriving in the franchise next year. Any of those movies could be revealed to have been the source of the Venom symbiote coming to Earth. There'd be no better way to convey Marvel Studios' "it's all connected" mantra than by having a character completely unrelated to Venom inadvertently bringing the symbiote to Earth. Just imagine a flashback scene of the symbiote jumping from a Chitauri Leviathan into an apartment building during the Battle of New York, for example. It would be pretty cool. Of course, the word adjunct from Amy Pascal's previous description of Venom in relation to the MCU could be interpreted in another way, in the sense that the Venom universe could be considered parallel to the MCU. Marvel Comics' multiverse is home to a variety of different timelines and universes that run alongside each other on different planes of existence, and sometimes they spill into each other. Given that the MCU now has the Quantum Realm, the Infinity Gauntlet, and Sling Rings, amongst other means of opening doors to other realms, if a portal was to open to the Venom movie universe, the two universes could very easily collide. Remember, people have been hoping something similar would happen with regards to the MCU and X-Men movie universe for years. But then the question would arise regarding how he'd fit into the Avengers world. Would he be an enemy, or would he be an ally? He's presented as a sort of anti-hero in his movie, and different versions of the character have been members of both Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy teams in the comics, albeit not Eddie Brock. But the fact that he eats people probably rules out the possibility of him being allowed to join the MCU Avengers. He would therefore probably be a villain. The problem is, he would barely be a threat to them, especially as a collective. In terms of powers and abilities, the Avengers have everything Venom has and more between them, and there are individuals in the team who could beat him one-on-one without the need of any help. That being said, surely we can all agree with Tom Hardy that seeing Venom fighting against the Hulk would be pretty cool. It would also be both awesome and extremely interesting to have the symbiote infect one of the Avengers and infiltrate the team that way. But given that the shape-shifting Skrulls are on their way to the MCU, the whole infiltration thing will be a bit overused if Venom does it as well. Moreover, if Venom's going to be around murdering people and eating them, that doesn't really fit in with the mostly PG nature of the Avengers movies, and that could prove to be extremely problematic. All of that having been said, could Venom become part of the MCU? Yes, if Sony and Disney can come to an agreement. Do we want Venom to be a part of the MCU? Most of us can probably agree it would be good to see that happen. Do we want to see Venom crossing over specifically with the Avengers? No, not really, as the iconic titular team undoubtedly have bigger fish to fry. Whether or not we'll ever get to see Venom on screen with the Avengers is open to debate, but it would certainly be worth bringing him over to the MCU so that an all-British Tom fight can take place between Hardy's Eddie Brock and Holland's Peter Parker, right? And that's the end of our video. Did you enjoy it? Do you think Venom could cross over with the Avengers? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Screen Rant for more great videos just like this one. Bye for now.